What really is Yoga Nidra? Can we really go to the basics and understand what is Yoga Nidra and, how does it help when it comes to mental health?
So what is Nidra?
Nidra is sleep.
Yeah. When we say Yoga Nidra, that's the connect is mainly with ourselves. Because Yoga Nidra is considered as the first step to transcendence in the tradition. So when you are aware and you are mimicking sleep, that is Yoga Nidra.
So what really is deep relaxation and how is it different from the relaxation we know in day to day that, we are relaxed, or how is that different from deep relaxation?
Today for us, generally relaxation is online purchase, going out with friends.
Small gratifications.
Yeah, sense-based gratifications. So we mostly, our relaxation is in the domain of senses, which is karma.
What really are brain waves and what is their role? When you talked about cellular repair and all those concepts, can you go a little deeper into delta waves and what is their role there?
Yeah. So like we have 5 fingers, there are 5 waves.
Okay.
First way to remember that.
One book that changed your life.
Bhagavad Gita.
One Sanskrit shlok ya quote you love.
It's on dharma. If you protect dharma, dharma protects you.
Okay. Wow. One misconception about Yoga Nidra you wish people would stop believing.
It's some magic wand and some jadoo will happen. Nothing will happen. You may sleep maximum. Work is needed.
Welcome back to another episode of The Art of Zen Living, where we explore the unseen layers of the mind and discover the everyday truths of mental well-being. Over the past few decades, yoga has traveled from the quiet ashrams of India to becoming a massive global phenomenon. और हम में से बहुत से लोग योगा को सिर्फ एक फिजिकल एक्सरसाइज की तरह देखते हैं. But the truth is, yoga is much more than that. It is about understanding your true self. It is about the mind-body connection. It is a profound science of understanding your mind, your emotions, and consciousness. What we often forget is that yoga, in its traditional form, was meant to be a tool for inner transformation. आज के टाइम में जब stress, anxiety, burnout or overthinking have been normalized, I think it is perfect moment to understand yoga as it is meant to be understood. And for that reason, we have someone who has lived yoga, who has taught it, and who has helped people understand the true essence of yoga beyond the mat. With us, we have Shri Krishna Prakash ji, who is a teacher of Indic wisdom, founder of Shrimath Yoga, and who's helping people find calmness in the noisy environments. Please welcome Shri Krishna Prakash ji.
Namaste.
We're very happy to have you here, sir.
Thank you. Grateful.
Yeah. And, Shri Krishna Prakash ji, before we jump into really deep stuff, into the details of yoga and about Yoga Nidra, please help us and please tell us a little bit about your journey, how your journey has been and what led you to, found Shrimath Yoga.
Can I request you to call me Krishna?
Sure.
Because that so many things puts stress on me.
Okay. ठीक है.
I think that name is
good.
That's enough.
Okay.
And so before we start, can we just ground ourselves for a minute? So just close your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths. In case you have connect with the divine or you believe, you could invoke the grace. Mentally take blessings from your parents, mother and father. And when you feel you are ready, you can open your eyes, the few blinks. Yeah. So your first question is really interesting. Nothing is planned. Okay, so there was a time when I was working. Basically, I did 2 startups at Delhi. And then I was into academics. Then I did entrepreneurship. For 2 years stint I had. And then one day my teacher called and said, it's time you go to work for some years. And then maybe let us see entrepreneurship later. So at the same time, one of his other students wanted to start a place specifically to help high-flying professionals across the globe. And he himself was an investment banker who had enough in his mid-30s. And he wanted to help people who are really famous, doing really well for themselves materially, but were looking out to ground and center within, without which success was appearing meaningless to them.
Yeah.
So that's how that place called Shreyas Retreat, the founder is Pawan Malik. He started it off in 2003. It was operational. It was completely a new concept where people were used to indulgence and luxury.
Yeah.
He married learning and luxury. So people can learn meditation, yogasana, pranayama, Vedanta without compromising their creature comforts. So that out of the box thinking helped many of us who work with him. And that is a very successful company even today. So whatever I am today,
Right.
those 7 years was very important to me because our teacher who presently lives in Delhi, Shankarji, he is the point around which all of us revolve.
Right.
And if I'm sitting before you and talking, I think we can tell you the arms he has given me.
Wow.
So that is how. Then later in 2011, the thought was, let us keep it learning and learning because my personal lifestyle is not luxury. I continue to retain my middle class living because I say values are with everybody.
Yeah.
You can be rich, not rich, still have a value-based living.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But lifestyle is different. So I thought it's better we do a place where people come just retreat and learn. And for a person who already is used to a luxurious living, how much luxury we will give.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
they know where to go for luxury.
Yeah.
That is how Shrimath Yoga started in 2011. And prior to that, in 2008, when there were a lot of guests, we used to call them guests who come to the retreat. By the time it was famous across the globe. So November to January would be a peak period for us. Westerners visit India. And my teacher would come there every year from 2003 to 2010 December to do a program called Spiritual Awakenings.
Okay.
And one of the days he observed that I was overworked. 6 to 8 sessions a day we used to take. Generally, you'll get mouth blisters.
Wow.
But people come for the sessions.
Yeah.
And baki 7-8 months we are sitting kali.
Achha.
So we also used to feel guilty. The company is taking care for a month without any question. And when guests are there, we have to do work. And we never complained. But teachers are masters.
Yeah.
They know what's going within and out.
Yeah.
So one day he told me, just lie down on the carpet, practice Yoga Nidra, and then you go to your class. I don't know Yoga Nidra at that time.
Okay.
I'm sure he also knew I don't know Yoga Nidra.
Okay.
It was a mini test. But we used to take Yoga Nidra seeing a script of Swami Satyananda Saraswati.
Right.
So that is where that question made me think. Till that time, it was like a profession. You go take the class, come on. This subject, not all the subjects. But when he said that, something happened within. So then I told him, you asked me to do, I did, but I really don't know. He said, I know, but never take a session without having personal experience. If they ask you a question, you will not be able to answer.
That's true. Yeah.
And that year, 2008, December, he told me, I think you need to get certificate or be certified in whatever you do. Because the world will not just understand you are from a traditional background. People are going to come who don't even know what is a tradition. So certificates are going to be your introduction. And once people experience, they will not look at certificate. So where you want to study? Then I realized the founder, Shri Pawan Malik, and my colleague Arvind Kopalli, they had studied at Vivekananda Yoga Kendra. And I know if I need anything from there, they would help me. Something told me I should go to a place which is steeped in tradition. Then that's the time, by divine grace, I told my teacher, I think I should go to Bihar School of Yoga. What do you think? He said, so what do you think? Why did you decide? Later now I understood that's coaching, right?
Yeah, that's coaching. You're asking the
so
question.
He asked us, what do you think? I said that I saw that tradition is connected with our Dasanama Sampradaya. And Swamiji's full name is Satyananda Saraswati. His teacher is Swami Shivananda Saraswati. And Yoga Nidra came out primarily because of Swami Niranjanananda Saraswati. And once he had told, if you want to study, check whether it is a tradition. And one check of a tradition is, do you know at least 3 generations of teachers? That is Guru, Paramaguru, Parameshti Guru. And we also know the name of Swami Shivananda's teacher who gave initiation to Swami Shivananda. So 4 teachers already were there. So this is how I reconciled and I responded to him. He said, okay, go there and study. And while studying, alternate day when we get time, we need to know mobile phones, right?
Yeah.
So we have to go out, make a call. So there will be small changes in the way we were taught. So when he listened to it and he said, the content is the same, sometimes approach will be different.
Right.
So we should be able to reconcile. There is no right or wrong. So get everything, whatever you can, and come back. So that is how, from doing startups to yoga, the journey is.
Wow. That's such a beautiful journey, I must say. And also inspirational, how still being grounded to your tradition and still being able to help and, evolve with the new generation, the professionals and everything. And also we creating a perfect blend, I think, of traditional Indian wisdom, and also the new technologies, new techniques, the new research which is ongoing in this field. Truly impressed. Thank you for sharing your background. So to start off, Krishna, what really is Yoga Nidra? Can we really go to the basics and understand what is Yoga Nidra and, how does it help when it comes to mental health?
So you know Hindi, right?
Yes.
Mother tongue. So what is Nidra?
Nidra is sleep.
Yeah. So yoga, anything which presupposes a connect with divinity or the source will have either a prefix or a suffix yoga.
Correct.
And when we say Yoga Nidra, that's the connect is mainly with ourselves. Because Yoga Nidra is considered as the first step to transcendence in the tradition.
Okay.
Transcendence are all limitations. Samadhi is a very higher word. So all of us have limitations. So we need to transcend those limitations. So Yoga Nidra in modern day can be utilized. Say someone is stressed. We need to transcend it. Transcending happens only when you are affected by it. Then it is an object to transcend.
Right.
If nothing affects, there is nothing to transcend. So when you are aware and you are mimicking sleep, that is Yoga Nidra. Nidra is you are sleeping without awareness. You say, I slept like a log.
Yeah.
But still you are saying, I slept like a log. Nobody asks who told you that you are a log. That becomes the realm of Vedanta. Because something there's there that never sleeps, that is always aware. So using Yoga Nidra, we are trying to connect with that which is already always aware, already aware.
Interesting. And, in ancient texts and practices, we have heard a lot about mind and body connect. How is that relevant? How is that particular phrase and that phenomenon, how is that relevant in today's world?
Body is the external most thing, which is the hardware.
Correct.
So mind is a software. So we are utilizing this mic. This mic is like a body. And there is a software which is recording it. For that, you need electricity.
Yep.
So electricity is prana. The recording is happening in your mind, which is your hard disk. But without a hardware, both are not possible. So that is how our ancients found what is unmanifest inside in the mind. When it starts to sprout, first is it affects the body.
Yes.
So when we are afraid, there is shivering,
Yes.
there is sweat, breath goes up and down.
Hmm.
This already thousands of years before Patanjali has recorded in his Yoga Sutras. He says, you will have dukkha, daurmanasya, angame jayatva, swasha praswasha.
Okay.
Which today scientists are saying, when you are stressed, you will feel depressed, dejected, correct? And you will feel sad, body will shiver, your breath will be imbalanced. So this is how what is in the software manifests in the hardware, which is our body.
So these are just new terminologies, but the knowledge was always there.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are talking in English.
Yes.
It's new to us.
Yeah.
But we are talking of a knowledge which is very ancient. If it was completely a broadcast done in Germany, we will be talking in German. But we'll still talk about body and mind. So the language differs. Content remains the same.
Awesome. That's a great analogy, how a software and a hardware thing you explained. It was really beautiful. And you also, I was reading, one of your newsletters on LinkedIn. You talk about deep relaxation. So what really is deep relaxation and how is it different from the relaxation we know in day to day that, we are relaxed, or how is that different from deep relaxation?
Today for us, generally, relaxation is online purchase, going out with friends.
Small gratifications.
Yeah. Sense-based gratifications. Or you afford a AC, you buy a very good sofa, come bed. So our relaxation is in the domain of senses, which is karma. Or we take pride in buying a property, taking over a company.
Correct.
Artha, which is wealth creation. That gives us a satisfaction and relaxation. I have earned, I did it. But these are all external, right? So deep relaxation is understanding the nature of nature is impermanent. So today, what is appearing as success may be a failure tomorrow. Can someone tell, I am running a very successful typewriting and paging company today? Obsolete, right?
Yeah, it's obsolete.
Whether you're successful or failure, nobody bothers.
Yeah.
People who value antique, they will buy it. So everything is very temporary and relative.
That is true. Yeah.
So conceptual level, we clearly understand impermanence is the permanent thing. In the transactional life, when we come, every time we can't be in touch with this knowledge. So once in a while, that problems will happen. That is why when we ground every day, we understand that it's okay. You can let go. It's okay to fail, like how it's okay to succeed. So mind level, we prepare relaxation first. And then we utilize techniques like Yoga Nidra to enable deep relaxation. Because studies today have conclusively proved delta waves naturally starts to happen in the brain, which is a signal body is under deep relaxation. And this deep relaxation is necessary for cellular level repair.
Okay.
Our cognition will be much better because if you want to operate a very successful company, initially for 6 months, 1 year, you can sleep with 4 hours and do the stuff.
Yep.
Overextend, or if you try your luck too much, then you'll become neurotic, psychotic. People around us will feel what's happening.
Correct.
Everything there is a limit. So rest a while, run a mile is the traditional saying, right? Otherwise, we can't enjoy whatever we ran and earned.
Yeah, then it's meaningless.
So this conceptual understanding in the mind level. But the body, we have to make it relax consciously. And one of the very efficacious processes is Yoga Nidra. When we take people through the process, naturally, we are able to enable delta while they sleep. Sometimes they will sleep during the session. So there is no judgment in the session.
Got it. Got it.
So what we tell people is, if you happen to fall asleep during a Yoga Nidra session, absolutely fine. Don't beat yourself. But do not come to a Yoga Nidra session to sleep. There is a difference.
There is a huge difference.
Yeah.
There.
So when you undergo the session, for eating there is a time, for sleeping there is a time. At the appointed time, you will naturally fall asleep and you will have deep sleep. And in deep sleep, cellular level repair happens because you allow the internal organs also to rest and do their work. Then naturally you will sync with the circadian rhythm. So this is the benefit of practicing Yoga Nidra, which can help us to relax so deep without spending a rupee.
That is such a wonderful technique, I think, just by listening to it. And you mentioned about brain waves. What really are brain waves, and what is their role? When you talked about cellular repair and all those concepts, can you go a little deeper into delta waves and what is their role there?
Yeah. So like we have 5 fingers, there are 5 waves.
Okay.
First way to remember that. And in English we have alphabet, no? So alpha is first, beta is next. So alpha, beta waves. Okay. Alpha waves are when someone is completely present in the moment, no judgment. Moment you judge, mind will go to the past or future. Just as a witness, you are there and things around are happening. That extreme calm state. Or you are trained well to meditate, then alpha waves are there because there is no judgment during meditation. You are only either with the mantra or the process you learned. And there is nothing to think there because you already understood what is a mantra, how it works. And the teacher would have given you a mantra which suits you. So no intellectual debates going on within you. You receive it and you are just with it. So whenever you learn to just be or develop the ability to be a witness, naturally alpha will happen. Meditation state is what they say.
Got it.
So what is that? Like our mind, whatever is happening in the mind is projected to the brain. So the projection what the mind gives to the brain comes out as alpha wave when we are in meditation, non-judgmental, or we are witnessing.
Got it.
These are top 3 things which can help us enable alpha waves.
Okay.
Then comes the beta waves. Beta is like your software. What is beta testing?
Yeah.
It's not complete. So it goes to and fro. Then you write test cases. Then the team does. Then the quality team comes.
Correct.
So to and fro things are happening. So if a concept is not yet completely understood or we are discussing and debating, whenever there is a transaction, basically, when there is an action or an activity, mind gets into the beta waves.
Got it.
Because it shows that there is an activity going on.
So it's like transactional conversations, or you're talking about or
Somebody
discussing.
fighting.
Okay.
Wherever there is transaction.
Okay.
Sometimes that fight need not be external.
Internal fight, yeah.
Something is going on.
Okay.
So this beta, when it is working properly, it gives high ability to work, action-packed. When you exceed, it turns into burnt out. Burnout, people say, I'm burnt out, they say.
Yeah.
I'm stressed. So that is the role of beta. Same with alpha also. You have a duty in hand. You cannot say, I am practicing the state of witness. When you clearly know the child is going to fall, you have to get up.
Yeah.
So everything in the tradition, if you see, there is no good, bad, ugly, whether it is apt. So that is how alpha and beta.
Got it.
Then we get into gamma. Gamma state is high cognition will be there for us. Suppose I am into reading a book of my choice. People at home will say, I called you 3 times. You didn't respond back. But you genuinely will say, I didn't listen. You will be confused, they will be confused. But that call happened, but you're so engrossed with what is in your hand. So when a high level of concentration naturally happens, So in the tradition also, we say today everyone is saying that please have a hobby. You have an interest. Because you need a diversion, which is not an escape.
Which is not an escape.
Ah.
Yeah.
When the diversion becomes escape, then people do drugs, people do many things.
Yeah.
But when the diversion is in your interest and hobby, that energy is the same. How you divert it, like you can create an atom bomb or you can create electricity.
Yes.
The same nuclear.
Correct.
Right? So that is how we use the gamma. For children, it is needed for concentration. So we teach them Brahmari Pranayama. When they practice 7 minutes continuously, now research says gamma is activated, the cognition is good. So this is how gamma waves work.
Wow.
So when we find somebody distracted,
right,
they're doing so many things, but they're really good. So we can tell them, is there a way we can tell them, please practice? Because theory don't work. When people practice, they get the results.
They get the results, yeah.
Then you have the delta, which we spoke a while ago.
Yeah.
Finally, you have theta. Like theta is a state when you are not fully awake or fully sleeping. Early morning time. When we were children, we used to be woken up. We studied in that time. So memory will be good.
Nice. Okay.
Meditation can happen effortlessly.
Wow.
And it is healing. So when someone visits a therapist or they are talking with a very close friend, they feel something healed within them. They were listened to. Whether they understood or not is not the question.
Yeah.
Moment the mind feels I am understood, I am in the safe place, theta can happen.
Wow.
So this is why alpha, beta, gamma, theta and delta. To understand this is very important. It will help us to understand what is imbalanced in us.
Yeah, it creates some consciousness about our behavior, emotions, everything.
Yeah.
It's all linked together.
Yes.
That's amazing to know. Thank you for sharing such information. I think a lot of us in our day-to-days, we get so busy that we don't really have time to read about such interesting researches. And most people are not aware that these kind of researches are out there and we can read about them, about our body, understanding mind and body and the connection. Thank you for sharing that. So our next question is around, the hustle culture. There are a lot of new, I would say, people talk a lot about like resilience. There are new terminologies, because there's hustle culture. So there are new technologies or techniques, I would say, people are coming up with to cope up with the hustle culture. Like how can you be more resilient? How can you be more, grit, or, you have a bounce back ability. So, and it has also become a trend. So how, according to Indic wisdom, do these hustle culture related tendencies impact the state of the brain?
Basic thing is, if you don't sleep well, you can give the prefix anything to that word culture.
Yeah.
We are gone. Medications won't work. Any external stimuli will not work. So if any culture is not giving space to rest, relax, sleep, we should avoid it. It may give what you can say,
like
a short-term instant.
Yeah.
I am doing this. For what? For whom? We should be alive to experience it, right?
Correct.
We should be healthy to enjoy that, right?
Yeah, sometimes, you get so into that feeling or those instant gratifications that eventually once what you wanted to achieve, it happens, you don't even feel the happiness.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that is why hustle culture, everything is like a fad. They all will come for some time. Even every diet is also like that. Then after some time, they will do some research and say, okay, go back to what your grandparents ate. Correct? So, and it is needed because unless these things come out, people will not value what they already have. So there is no right or wrong. Then another culture will come, another culture will come.
Yes. So yeah,
finally it is mind culture.
Yeah, because trends they keep coming and they get obsolete on Instagram, and then people have to come up with new cultures and new things to teach. But the truth is in the tradition that is always there, and we need to be grounded to them. That's such a beautiful thought. And you also mentioned about, sacrificing sleep, and even young students and scholars, they stay up late. Their sleep cycle is like disturbed. So, according to you, how does that change their brain functioning? And how can yoga nidra induced sleep can help, overcome those issues?
So let's take now Yoga Nidra to the next level. The ultimate is to experience transcendence and realize one's true nature.
Right.
The start, we use Yoga Nidra for rest, relaxation, and recuperation. But what is not giving you and I sleep, proper sleep, basically,
Mhm.
is the goals we have, the desires we have.
True.
That is where Yoga Nidra comes in for many of us. It helps us to understand the goals we have without judging. So, what we do is we tell whoever comes to study, write down all your desires. Don't suppress them.
Mm.
Express them in the right way. Like we were speaking about some time ago, the atomic, the nuclear,
Yeah.
it can be a bomb, it can be electricity.
Yes.
Okay, you can use it for both.
Yeah.
The energy is the same. So when a desire happens, desire is Ichcha Shakti. Tradition calls it as Ichcha. Then you need Jnana. How to bring that desire into fruition. You have a map plan, then you have to work that plan. That
Correct.
is Kriya Shakti. So Ichcha, Jnana, Kriya. This has to be understood. So today what is happening, again borrowing from what my teacher said, whatever is there, we are jumping directly from a desire to action without thinking through. So what Yoga Nidra helps us, it helps us to take down all the desires in a notebook or in a private, wherever you can note it down. And we tell, don't share it with anyone. Because your desires are your desires.
Yes.
Your journey is your journey. If you are hungry and thirsty, you eat and drink. No offense to anybody, no relationships.
Correct.
Parents, spouse, children, everyone has their own aspirations and desires. So the first step of maturity is to understand my desires are unique and I'm comfortable with even a ridiculous, obscene desire also. We need to accept without suppressing. After that, we put people through the idea of dharma. Dharma acts as a filter. Like you made tea, right? You need a filter to serve properly.
Yeah.
So dharma acts as a filter for the desires we have.
Nice.
So then someone running an organization, someone wants role clarity, everything they can write. I want to go for a vacation. Whatever they want, they write. It is this list of desire which is not allowing people to sleep. Or I need to pay my next month EMI. I need to send my child to a school.
Yeah, the to-do list. Yeah.
Write it down.
Write it down.
And today they say people who write it down have the chances of fulfilling it much better because brain understands that. So I recently written about that as well. When you see the top 3 successful people, all of them have this habit. The research says like, because writing conforms to the brain and it's an agreement or a document you are agreeing to it. That's why it's writing.
Correct.
And then we take people through how to make these desires as a seed in the Yoga Nidra practice. Once they experience a desire coming true, then they know that I have this mechanism. If my desire is as per dharma, I will achieve it. Again, it is not one size fits all. For example, for someone, by the nature of their body constitution in Ayurveda, if you see, they are people who can hold the fort. They will be kapha tendency people. They can work long hours, late, they can do many things. But someone who is very quick in mind and ideas are coming, creativity is coming, they are all vata predominant people. Action oriented or pitta people. I'm just broadly classifying in a very short time.
Right.
So, dharma for a pitta predominant person may be different from a kapha predominant person.
Interesting.
So you may have a team member who is very good in ideation, But they can't sit and do for 4 hours of coding or coordinating with people.
Correct.
Because they become restless. So you have a team member who is so good in following up, holding the fort and doing the job, right? So each one has to understand what is their body and mind-based dharma, then understand the kind of goals they have and have aspirations accordingly. Then we will understand that, oh, I am actually aspiring something because I competing with somebody. Competition is
right.
untenable actually. How can two unique people compete? Like apple and orange cannot compete.
They cannot, yes.
Both are fruits. Like you and I are human beings. But you are Shashank and I am Krishna.
Yeah.
So there's no competition there. So the person understands, oh, many of these goals are not my goals.
Yeah.
This is my uncle's goal. My mom said I have to do this.
Yeah.
So those sifting out happens. This is how we take them through a structured process. Initially, they come for relaxation. Then we figure them out with them that what is not allowing them to relax and sleep.
Yeah.
These goals are the things. This we don't get to see in common public.
Yeah.
They said put a recording of Yoga Nidra, some YouTube thing,
right.
download and do it. They get bored. Initially, it will be okay. Then you want to know why I have to do this, what I will get by doing this, how I will do this. That is why we tell people that knowledge creates curiosity. Go to a tradition. We are not telling come to us.
Yeah.
Go to a place where it is traditionally understood and taught. Learn properly. This is how it helps.
Wow. This is such a good framework, to understand about yourself and the methodology you explained for filtering out the desires, because that's truly the reason. Because sometimes I feel sleeplessness, and that's really what really am I thinking about is all about what I have to do the next day, or what is not working out, what is working out, and all those things. But yeah, it's such a, I think, helpful framework. And for our audience also, I would like to, urge you guys to just explore Yoga Nidra and try to practice it. And I'm pretty sure there'll be good results. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And now I think most of the questions are covered. So let's have some fun. So we have a rapid fire round planned. So I'll start with the questions, Krishna. So one book that changed your life.
Bhagavad Gita.
One Sanskrit shlok ya quote you love.
It's on dharma. If you protect dharma, dharma protects you.
Okay. Wow. And meditation or yoga nidra, your go-to practice on a bad day? Or
out of portion for me.
Okay.
Honestly, by God's grace, till now, I have not taken a single day as bad day.
That's a very, very different
My
perspective.
mother taught that when I was young. She said, whatever is happening is for your good. So when I come out of the world, I heard only good things should happen to me. But my mother always taught, she's alive even today, whatever is happening is good.
Is good.
And when we study Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan clearly says the unfavorable circumstances are the most favorable circumstances for your inner growth.
Absolutely.
I'm honestly saying.
Yeah.
So I am not used to having a prefix for my day. A day is a day.
A day is a day, yeah. True. And so that's a very good perspective, to just rethink and
Once in a while I will sulk. I'm very clear. I'm not dead and I'm not a master. I'm on my way to realize who I am. But these words get me back. And I also remember what Swami Chinmayananda wrote very long time back. He said, even this will pass away.
Yep.
So this is the way I am handling the days.
No, that's a very nice way, actually. So the most peaceful place you've ever been to?
Every place.
Every place is peaceful.
Nothing bad with the place. Something inside is incorrect.
Yeah. And one misconception about Yoga Nidra you wish people would stop believing?
It's some magic wand and some jadoo will happen. Nothing will happen. You may sleep maximum. Work is needed. So people feel I pay fees, I'm studying Yoga Nidra. It's not like getting a certificate. And
I talked to a few friends, they thought it's kind of a hypnosis, which I think it is not, right?
Yeah. In hypnosis and psychotherapy, you give the remote control to the hypnotherapist or the psychologist.
Got it.
In Yoga Nidra, that remote is with you because only you know what is not allowing you to sleep.
Wow.
So that's a big difference.
Amazing. Can we, with our listeners, can we share like a 2 minute practice, what they can do even after listening this podcast that they can practice with themselves? Is there something that you could share with us?
We can try.
Yeah, sure.
It's their prarabdha also to feel relaxed.
Correct.
From our side, we can try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So preferably keep your spine erect, yet shoulders relaxed. Draw the elbows closer to the body. You can adopt a mudra of your choice or allow the palms to face the roof. Let's try and keep the eyes closed and breathe only through the nostrils. So naturally the mouth is closed too. And with a gentle smile, consciously be a witness to the sound or sounds around you. Many of these sounds would happen irrespective of our physical or mental presence. So be it. With a smile and steady posture, let's just be with the sounds. Now, from sounds, just be with your breath. Remember, you are a witness. Just notice how inhalation and exhalation happen. They need not be rhythmic, they need not be periodic. It is an autonomous process. Breathing happens whether you are aware or not. But today we are consciously choosing to be aware. The way you would witness a sunrise or a flower bloom, you are witnessing the breath. Now, mentally, if possible, visualize a place where you feel utter calm, collected, and comfortable, and as if you are seated in your favorite place quietly. As you are seated in your comfortable place, mentally pray for good health with all the love and compassion that you have for yourself. Seek the divine's blessings for good health. Now thank the divine and let's move out of the place to where we are now. On the way back, observe your breath as a witness once again. Now observe how you are seated, the smile, the steadiness. Once again, observe the sounds impartially. It could be birds chirping, vehicles. Any sound is welcome. Rub your palms, generate some heat. Apply the warmth to your eyelids. Hold the palms like a book. With a few blinks, look into the palms. Familiarize your eyes. Then feel free to look elsewhere. Thank you.
It was a beautiful experience. Truly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. This was such a beautiful and grounding conversation with Krishna Prakash ji. I hope in today's episode, our listeners not just got information about Yoga Nidra, but also an invitation to slow down, to reflect, and to understand that our mind deserves an equal attention as our body. We'll be back soon with another episode, another voice, and another story. Till then, be kind to your mind, listen to your heart, and if time permits, after this episode, please spend 2 or 3 minutes just practicing what Krishna Prakash ji taught in this episode. बस एक पल सिर्फ अपने लिए. Thank you.